The whole idea with these walks, like I said, is it's not about how we can do small things and make a difference. It starts with the fact that we are already doing small things and taking action in simple ways. When we started our sort of journey, our own walk, it began with a trip to visit with doctors in South Africa, because we were inspired by people that were friends of ours. We weren't like guys in a band like picking causes out of a hat, like, oh, what cause should we do? We went there because we were inspired by people that we respected. And when we visited South Africa and Mozambique, what we saw that really struck us was, for one, you've got this challenge of AIDS, which we've all heard about for the last 20 years. But what's really gone on with this disease is it's wiping out an entire generation of people. It's wiping out us. It's wiping out our peers across the ocean. And you have this, you go to villages where you see grandparents raising children. And you'll see kids, 5-year-olds, that are the head of their own little household. And that household is a hut with no electricity, no running water. And their whole idea of being able to have privileges and to be able to survive is based on whether they will get through the next hour or the next day. And what's so challenging for us was to realize that the things that were in need there, even more than ever any time in history, the things that are in need, we already had, that we could fulfill. We already had the tools we needed to be able to put a pair of shoes on one of those kids' feet, to be able to provide the medicine that the mother needed to make sure she didn't pass on HIV to another generation of children. It costs 33 cents a day for a drug that she has to take for 1 month to make sure that she doesn't pass on HIV to her unborn child. And it's such a challenge for us to think, what if we got over the idea that we had to feel guilty to give? What if it was about the fact that we were so ready to use what we have, that we were so passionate about the gifts that we've been given, that we were so excited about the idea that we could give a little bit, that we decided as individuals, one for one, to do something. That it wasn't about me talking to you at the megaphone and saying, now let me tell you something. You can give a lot. It was about the fact that I can't make you do anything, but you as individuals, all of us together, can say, you know what, I have a little bit of money for one pair of shoes, or I can buy that one 33-cent drug, that one 99-cent download, that song, The Great Divide, that helped set up a whole unit in one of the poorest parts of South Africa, where over 2,000 kids in over a couple of months were able to get access to counsel and to treatment at the hospital in South Africa. So these little incremental things, that's what the walk is about. Today, we are literally walking around the world. And the way we're walking around the world is because every one of you guys that are here today, you represent 1 mile. You represent one decision to take action today. Some of you represent a cold barefoot mile. Who's walking barefoot today? Okay, those of you that are walking barefoot, you're crazy. I like you. Everybody else, you're awesome too, but there are other people who are more crazy. But each of you represent 1 mile, okay? When you register your mile, either if you already registered, which is awesome, or when you finish this mile, you're going to put your name down and register. You're going to decide how you want your mile to count, because we decided before we did this tour that we were going to commit to give $1 for you for showing up today. And the way you're going to use that dollar is your decision, okay? When you finish the mile, or if you already registered, you're going to say, you know what, I want my mile to go to help provide a new pair of shoes, a pair of Tom's shoes. Do you have your pair of shoes, your Tom's? No? I do not. It's your bare feet. Hey, there's a pair of Tom's. Okay, that pair of Great Divide Tom's is a special pair of Tom's that we did with Tom's shoes. If you buy a pair of shoes, all of the Tom's shoes, if you buy a pair, they give a second pair, but you can donate to help provide the 1 pair of shoes. Your $1 can go to help drill a clean water well. We're more than halfway to drilling a $3,000 well that's been started. Your $1 can go to that. You can say you want your mile, your $1 to go to help build a school. You can say you want your $1 to go to help provide the medicine I just talked about. That 1 month of 33-cent drugs that a mother needs to not pass on HIV to her unborn child. Or you can say, I want to make sure that I'm providing access to doctors for those women that are getting the treatment. By the way, we already reached our first goal on the walk. Because of you guys, the last one I just mentioned, the idea that a woman that needs treatment to be able to make sure that she doesn't pass on the AIDS virus to her child, if she gets treatment, she has to stay in touch with her doctor somehow. There's actually millions of cell phones in Africa because that's the only thing they have. They don't have an address, but they have this one phone and they'll share it among their family. So a woman that has HIV and she's getting treatment, she may not know that she has AIDS. She may not know that she needs to get treatment, but through this phone, because of the technology that you guys can help pay for, she can get in touch with her doctor, she can get treatment, she can maintain the treatment that is going to save her life and the life of her child. And because of the walks already, because of the miles that have been walked, we've already, the first goal, which was a humble goal and it's a phenomenal thing, 250 mothers living in Soweto now have access to the care that they need to save the life of their children. 250 kids that will not be born with HIV because they now have access to treatment. You guys, that's what we're doing. We're not trying to walk around the world on our own. We're trying to show up, and 1 mile at a time, mile after mile, we're doing something that is going to be huge because we're looking how we can change one person's life with our actions. So, you guys are awesome for walking today. We're gonna make the whole loop around this thing, but I want to say again, we're walking to take action. We're walking because this is about how we are going to show up and how we're going to be a generation that says, you know what, we don't want to be just the awareness generation. We want to be the generation that says, let's take action now. And then they're leaving. Hello.